welcome back to the Handy Outdoorsman. Today is Saturday, November 10th, and I'm headed up to the property to do some bow hunting before the gun season opens up. So I'll have about 4 to 5 days of bow hunting, and then gun hunting will kick in on the 15th. So I'm kind of hoping that with this cold weather that we've gotten, there's some snow on the ground already, that it'll get the deer up, moving, and be more active a lot sooner during the daytime than nighttime. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I always come up a few days before gun to do some bow hunting. In the last couple of years, I've always been able to fill a tag, be it a doe tag or a buck tag, during this time. And, people are out kind of scouting their gun blinds and things like that, and kind of pushing the deer around a little bit. And then also the weather's cooler, like I said a moment ago. It gets them up, gets them active. So yeah, it's a great time to come out into the woods. So come along as I start a new adventure today, or I should say this week, and trying to fill another one of my deer tags. Well, we're headed out for the first hunt of me getting here. It's a little chilly. It's 27 degrees right now. It's supposed to get down to 11 tonight. But hopefully that'll get the deer moving a little sooner. So kind of headed out a little early. It's about 2:30. Yep. There's a deer back there. I just jumped one. Yep, they're up and moving. So let me hurry up and get to my stand. All right, I'll turn the camera back on once I'm set up. Here I was thinking I'm coming out early, and I might be late. I just jumped another one off the trail. I think this cold has them up and moving sooner than they normally would. Alright, I'm almost to my tree stand. I got a buck chasing a doe out here. I didn't see how big the buck was, but he was chasing a doe out there. I'd say about 70 yards. Hopefully he'll chase her back in. That was not a good shot. I should have waited a minute more. I hit him further back. But that was a 6 point. Let me see what time it is. Alright guys, I haven't been in my stand in an hour, and I've seen more action than I haven't seen the entire season. I've seen 2 different bucks chase 2 different does, and they were just running back and forth. I was trying to get it on camera, but at the same time I was trying to be ready for a shot, so I don't know how much of it I got. I had a little yearling come in, and she was feeding here for 10-15 minutes, and then a doe came in, and I was thinking about filling my doe tag, but then I thought, well, let me hold off because all these bucks were chasing all these does. So I did. I held off, and like 5 minutes later I can hear, the buck walking, grunting in the background. So I held off. I think he's a 6. I think he's a solid 6. He had some nice times. So I took a shot, and he was 20 yards away, 25 yards. But I saw that my arrow deflected a little bit. I think I hit a branch, and I hit him further back than I wanted to. I did get that on my GoPro, and I'm kind of hoping I can go back to the cabin, check the footage, and see where I hit him and how I hit him. I never heard him crash. I heard him take off, and I saw his back legs buckling underneath him. So I'm hoping maybe I got a liver shot. Don't know. So let me go back to the cabin, check this footage. I mean, I still got plenty of daylight. If I can track him while there's daylight, that'd be great. But at the same time, I don't want to push him. Now, we've got some snow, as you can see behind me, so tracking him should not be a problem tonight. If I do have to go out tonight, I should be able to see the blood on top of the snow. And more than likely, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to give him a good 2 hours to expire, because that shot was much further back than I thought. So let me go back to the cabin, check the footage, and I'll check in with you there. Wow, what a night. Okay guys, I came back to the cabin here. I looked at the shot on the video, and I did indeed hit a branch, and my arrow deflected. Geez, I should have tried to stop him right there, but when he was coming in, I could see that he was so focused on that doe that I was afraid that I was going to startle him. I mean, he was already just kind of focused, and I thought if I bleated or grunt to try and stop him, it might spook him. And the voice of bad advice took over in my head, and I made the shot without stopping him. And I wish I hadn't now. I'm feeling terrible about the shot. So I'm going to give them a couple of hours, and then I'll go out tonight and look for them. But I won't press. If I don't see any blood, I'm not gonna press in there. I'm going to give them time to expire. But I'll wait. It's already been an hour. I'll give it at least another 2 hours before I go out. It's cool enough. I don't think that I'll have to worry about the temperature wise, but yeah, I'm not happy with that shot. But let me get some things around here. Let me go ahead and compose myself, and we'll go out and we'll look for that deer tonight. Well, folks, I did not find that buck last night. Now, I didn't push real deep into the woods. I just kind of stayed near the edge where I saw him go out of my tree stand area. So he may be a little bit further, I don't know, but I didn't want to push it, and I was really looking for blood, like I said. So we're gonna head back out this morning and look for them. Unfortunately, we got about 1 inch of snow last night, so finding blood is going to be very difficult. That's why I always like to go out when I shoot the animal. One, I can recover it, don't have to worry about any coyotes or anything else. And two is that if it does snow in the late season like this, trying to come back and find a deer after it snow gets a little difficult. So what I'm going to do today is head on out there. I'm going to try and record as much of it as I can, but we'll see. It is a little bit later than when I originally wanted to get out, but I did not sleep a wink last night. And my son said that when I talked to him about what was going on and how I couldn't find the deer. He's like, yeah, you're not going to sleep tonight, Dad. And sure enough, it was true. I did not sleep a wink, and I think when I finally did start dozing off, it was almost light. So yeah, it was a rough night. But let's head out there this morning. Let's see if we can't recover this buck and fill that buck tag. This is the trail that I come in on, and I brought the three-wheeler out last night, and you can't even see the tracks from the three-wheeler. So we got a little bit more than, we got maybe 1.5 inches last night. So I'm definitely not going to be able to find any tracks in this, and I'm hoping that I just go out here and walk a little bit further than I did last night. Maybe I can pick up a blood trail. It's going to be hard to tell, but I think it's just going to be spot and rescue kind of find. Just look for them piled up somewhere. Not looking good, guys. Not looking good at all. But let's see what we can do. When I'm blind tracking, or basically trying to find a deer without a blood trail, is I like to take zigzags like this. In order to make sure that I'm kind of walking in a straight line, I'll pick a tree, like you see here, this big pine tree. I'll take that tree and then use that as a marker, and I'll go over 10 feet on this side, pick another tree and do the same thing. That way I know that I've at least covered an area. And that's what I'm doing now. Well guys, I've come back to the house, warmed up a little bit. I've been out there for 2.5 hours and I've not found anything. And what's hindering me is it's snowing again. It snowed 1 inch, 1.5 inches last night. Now it's snowing again. So I'm not able to pick up any kind of trail. If there was any a blood trail from last night, it's covered up by now. So I'm going to go back out one more time, give this thing everything that I got to recover this deer. It's not sitting well with me. It's like a punch in the gut, you know. just not feeling good with me. So I just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm gonna came back in, warmed myself back up, and then now I'm gonna head back out. I might even just continue until dark. I know that I wanted to hunt tonight, but I'd rather retrieve this animal more than go out and hunt another one. So let me go ahead and give this one more shot, and I'll check back in with you in a bit. I tried doing this in the woods, but it's so cold out, my camera gear won't work. So I had to come back here, warm that up, and warm myself up. So I'm not going to take the camera gear back out with me to try and record the recovery. It's not going to do me any good, and I'll just be carrying excess weight that's not needed, because the camera gear is just not working out there. But hopefully when I check back in with you, I'll have a recovered deer with me. Alright, talk to you in a bit. I've literally been out here for hours, and I just happened to start looking down, saying, I know I hit that deer, and underneath the snow I can just barely pick up the blood trail. And so what I have to do is go slow, and then I'm picking up signs of blood just underneath the snow. But that's a good sign right there. Sorry for doing this on my cell phone, but my other cameras died out. And I just happened to be trying to track this deer. I saw no blood until I started walking around. After I stepped on the snow and took off that top layer, I'm able to find some blood. So I'm just going to have to slowly work my way and see if I can't push down the snow with my boot to see if which direction he went in. This is a first for me. No blood whatsoever. As I'm walking through, it's not until I actually step on it that it pulls up the blood. This has got to be the hardest trailing job I've ever done. And so I've been able to use the tissue paper rule coming down here. It's kind of hard to see with all the snow, but I've tracked this deer 70 yards from my stand, and I'm picking up blood, but only after I stand on it. One of the hardest tracking jobs ever. Again, I can't see the blood until after I step on it. So I haven't walked up in here at all, and I'm basically having to try and figure out what path did he take. But I'm picking up blood. Wow, this is one for the books. Okay guys, I've run out of trail. I can't determine which way he went. There was a trail that came in that went 3 different ways, and I lost the trail. So I just so I don't know which way he went. After that, we're just a couple of 100 yards from the next property over, so my assumption is he went there, and I don't have permission to track over there. And the way I have to track, you know, stomping on the ground trying to find something, I don't think that's going to work, especially going on somebody else's property. And we're just a few days away from a gun that if I just start going over there and stomping through the woods like that, our relationship is going to be probably more strained than what it already is. If it was just a good blood trail and I could follow the blood trail and that's all I was doing, I would do it just to recover it. But because I don't know where this animal went, and it's going to take me a few more hours, I can't do it. So all right, let me pick up my tissue and head on back to the cabin. This has been one of my most difficult deer tracking jobs ever. So, lesson to myself, make a better shot. Okay guys, let me give you another update. So I told you we were about 200 yards from the property line, and if he had gone over onto the other property line, I wouldn't be able to find him. Well, I kept searching, and I didn't want to give up. I went another 50 yards, and there he lays. Let me get on this side. There he lays. I found him. He went another 50 yards beyond when I gave you the last update, and so he is a nice 8 point. I thought it was a 6, but he's got a nice set of racks there, and he had basically just kind of hunkered up in the brush right there, and so you know, he was protected from the weather. No snow was on him. I didn't have to knock the snow off. I was just kind of following that trail, and I came around this brush right here that you see. And I came around, and when I came around, I said, "Oh, there's a deer right there by that tree." I thought it was a live one, just bedded down, and it ended up being him. So, fortunate for me, I was able to recover it. So, I thank you for coming along on this journey. I learned a lot. I've had to hone in some skills that I remember some old timers telling me about tracking deer. So I'm really glad I stuck it out, and I really wanted to recover this deer. Not just for the fact of, oh, I wanted the meat, I wanted the horns, just that I didn't place as good of a shot on the animal as I should have, and out of respect, I needed to make sure I did everything I could to find this deer. And I'll have to say, this was like finding a needle in a haystack. I've never had to track a deer where I had to walk on the trail where the deer was to get the blood to come through the snow. So this is a first for me. I hope that my perseverance has let you know that no matter how hard it may seem, don't give up. Keep going for it. And hopefully you'll be able to recover your animal as well. So, thank you for coming along. Thank you for enjoying me on this adventure, and this definitely was an adventure I will not forget. Quite happy. So until the next video, take care and God bless. I just want to say that, this deer means a little bit more to me than just filling a tag. Where I found this deer was 20 yards from the base of a tree stand that a really good friend of mine used to hunt, and he passed away this past summer. And we were hunting friends, hunting buddies. We were friends for over 20 years. And I wouldn't be the hunter I am today if it wasn't for him taking his time, teaching me the right, the wrong things to do out in the woods. And I find it just a bit reflective to think about that. I found this deer almost at the base of his stand. So thinking about it and reflecting on it, I thank God that I had him in my life, and he was such a great influence on me, and I thank God that he helped us to become as good of friends as we were. So I just wanted to share that with you. That's why I was so diligent in trying to find this deer, because it was not that I knew it was gonna go to the base of his tree, but it was this is his time of year. This is when he felt alive, and so he's passed that on to me. I've passed that on to my son. Just a special moment, just to remember him.